There's the trail. There it is. You gotta know when you're beat when you're driving on hills. Or you're gonna struggle even harder. Since I've been up here. Hanging out on the dual sport. And they're hard to beat. Got any kind of trails around where you live. And the roads getting near them. I tell you, hard to beat this. Just a nice spring afternoon, evening, sunset. Riding in the woods, kind of leisurely. It's so much fun. Do whatever you want. It helps if you have permission. I've had permission all these places I've been riding throughout the community that I'm trying to get going here with this calculated risk channel. Hoping that somebody will find somebody that they didn't know lived right near them. There's a lot of resources out there. What do you guys want to see next? Do all kinds of things. Let's see, we could do tire change. I've been contemplating whether or not I want to change my tires. Bike, just the rear one. This one's a little slick. Knobbies are worn off quite a bit since I put it on last fall. A fair amount of riding. We could do bike talk, bike setups. I'd like to go through bike setups at some point. Kind of show people what to look for when you're setting up your bike. What I've done in the past, what a lot of people that I've ridden with have done for their bikes to make it. You really should tailor your bike to fit you and what you're trying to do with it. Motocross bike is a lot different than a dual sport, but this dual sport will cross over into hare scrambles and enduros. Any kind of off-road racing where there's not a lot of jumping involved. So I got a softer suspension than a motocross bike. I gotta be careful. I bottom out fairly easily. If I hit a big jump and I land flat, if there's a decent landing, the bike is usually alright, but you really notice it when you get going a lot higher speeds, like a motocross track tails. Trails are pretty nice, other than just leaves and sticks bouncing you around. I'll go back up this one. Let's see, that one's got some sticks in the way. Why don't we clear them out? I'm gonna bust some sticks up. I brought my handy dandy saw that I just made this sheath for. If you don't have one of these bad boys, and you clear trails at all, you got to get one of them. They're no joke. I wasn't kidding. These things are awesome. I had a sheath to put it in so I can run down this friggin' hill. Oh. It's deader than I thought. Get this up out of the way. Cut this one. Probably push it here. It beats the hell out of carrying a chainsaw on your bike. Those things are awesome. All them working outs I've done. Here. I cut this out of there now. Dirt bikes really don't need that much room. You can go up and down stuff so easy. Well, with some experience. There. As long as I'm here. There, look at that. Why wouldn't you want to go up that? GoPros usually don't do these hills justice, but maybe this will. I'm doing this for you. Clear this kind of stuff out because it just gets stuck. It'll get jammed up and everything. Just pick them sticks up, do yourself a favor. You ain't gotta be tough all the time. Look at that. That's awesome. That's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to do. When you ride down hills, you get to pick up your bike more than usual. Put this stretch. That's a good spot too. It's slick right here. Look at that slime. All right, enough farting around. Got my blinkers going. Okay. All right. I've heard conflicting reviews. Some people say when you're going down a hill, leave it in gear and let it chug. See, I just grabbed too much front brake in a slick spot and it tried to go out from me. I like to pull the clutch in, but leave it, put it in first gear in your lowest gear, and then pull the clutch in and ride your brakes. Usually what I'll do on a hill, like a steep one like this, or all of the hills around this, there's not really, it's kind of your average hill here. So, and it's probably about 45 degrees upwards. It goes like, about like that to your eye. That's about 45 maybe. It changes pitch a little up the hill, but if you start to lose traction, the best thing you can do is turn your bike and lean into the hill. If this was the hill right here, if you start to slip and you're scared of coming backwards down the hill, turn into the hill and throw your bike, lean in through the hill and throw your handlebar into the hill so your bike will stay there and not roll backwards. Because there's been several times I've rolled backwards. Learned when I was first starting out. See all these little saplings? Well, all them little saplings really like this open space in your back tire, in your tail light, your fender. I've broken tail lights. I've had them things. The bike will tip over just so slightly and a sapling will go right here. Then your bike's tipped over, facing up a hill, and you can't pick it up because the sapling is jammed all the way up in there and you can't move it. So you have to pull the bike up the hill, then tip it up, and then pull the back end around If I get sideways, I'll show you another technique for where if you get stopped on a hill and you can't go anymore, what you can do to get turned back around safely and stay on the bike and then come back down the hill.